You ever just like burp and like leave it in your mouth for a little bit? Not to like chew on it, but like you're like, if I release this right now, it will be impolite. I have to hold it.
Oh, that, yes, for
yeah,
sure.
okay. Dude.
I thought just for the hell of it. Dusty.
What is that?
I don't know. It means hello in Estonian.
Why do you know
it doesn't?
Okay, I was like, why do you know Estonian words?
Dude, I'm kind of a geo. I've been on a geo guesser kick. That looks fire.
That looks
incredible. Ooh, damn! They organize this shit well, dude. Too. Like, it looks like they're fucking.
What a nice presentation.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 65 of the Lunchtime Serenade podcast. We're diving into some new, uncharted territory today as far as cuisine goes. We've got Colombian Brunch. Now, you might say, why is that different from any other Latin American brunch? And I say, well, it's from Colombia. I'm not sure. Because I've had chilaquiles before, but these look fucking fire.
Columbian?
Brolumbian.
I like Brolumbian.
Brolumbian.
The whole time, as soon as you said Colombian brunch, I was like...
There's a way to combine those.
Yeah, I was
to make
like,
a little portmanteau.
How do I make this happen?
Wow, those beans fucking slap.
Dude, I'm excited.
I was going to get this gigantic... $25 plate with like rice and beans and chicken and steak and pork and an egg. But then I remembered that I have to be a productive human today. And I will not do that.
You feel like going into a fucking coma at like 2 p.m.?
Dude, yesterday, this is a whole saga. So Mia had to pick something up from Walmart, but the only Walmart that had it was a Walmart in Rancho Cucamonga.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my god. You drove like 2 hours to a Walmart?
We drove out there. We're like, let's make an afternoon out of it.
Hell yeah. To the Walmart. Let's make an afternoon at a Walmart.
We drive to the Walmart, right?
I'm stealing one of these.
Get in there. No, please, you can have... I just need one. We pick something up. We pick the thing up. It's a serger, which is... I've never heard of a serger, but it's for sewing.
Oh.
And...
Mia sews?
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
Big
that's
into sewing.
Fucking cool.
Yeah, she makes like all her own... Not all of her pants, but she makes a lot of her own pants and dresses
way, dude.
and like garments and shit like that. Yeah.
That's dope.
Super
That's
cool.
So cool.
Super cool. And a serger apparently is for making seams. Like if you look on the inside of your pants, how the seams are all like...
Yeah.
Like it's like that's what apparently what it does.
Wild.
So they had one at Walmart. It was on sale, but she couldn't ship it to another store. I don't know the reason. Anyways, we had to go to Rancho Cucamonga. So we're like, what else is out in Rancho Cucamonga? We found there was a Punch Bowl Social. So we're like, let's go to the Punch Bowl Social.
Okay.
Get the thing at Walmart, pull up to the Punch Bowl Social, and we're like, hey, can we like bowl? And they're like, oh, we only have 2 lanes, and the wait list is like an hour and a half. And I was like, okay. I was like, what other activities do you have? Well, we have like cornhole and stuff. I was like, okay, yeah, all right. Well, I'll take a lap. I'll walk around. And then to walk around, none of it, I was like, we really just kind of wanted to go bowling because it was cheap. And everywhere out here to bowl is expensive as fuck.
True.
It's so expensive to bowl in LA. Like, it's dumb as fuck.
Dude, have you been to the, like, Speakeasy in Hollywood?
Mm-mm.
It's a bowling alley that was built in, like, 1923.
Okay.
And they, like, restored it, and it's now, like, a speakeasy. So the lanes are the original lanes with, like, the original, like, pin-removing mechanisms and stuff like that.
Right.
All like old like bowling league banners from like when people were bowling there in like the 30s and 40s.
What the
like
fuck?
up
That's
on the
so
walls.
tight.
Yeah, and there's like bars and the seats around like the lanes because like you order food and they bring it to you. It's like chairs like you're right off the lane, so it's like little table where they put all the food, and then you're sitting on like these old like leather like sofas.
That's so sick.
So cool. Expensive as hell, but so cool.
I believe it.
Anyways.
So anyways, yeah, in order to avoid paying 3 figures to bowl, we had to go to Rancho Cucamonga. So we're out there.
For real? It was like 3 figures?
Everywhere around here for like an evening, like on like a weekend or something, to reserve a lane for an hour is like $90.
Oh my god.
That doesn't even include shoe rental.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's insane. I mean, obviously you can like have 6 people to a lane, so you can split it up, but still like $100 just to reserve a lane for an hour.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. So I didn't want to do that.
Shit.
And we also didn't want to wait an hour and a half, though. So we're like, walk around. We're like, I don't want to pay to play cornhole. So we're like, let's just like eat lunch and like leave. So we found this place pretty close by called Lucille's Barbecue, which looked incredible. It looked so good. So we're like, let's fucking eat there. We get there, we sit down. Immediately, they bring us the biggest biscuits I've ever seen with cinnamon sugar on top and like soft butter filling, and then a side of cinnamon apple butter. Immediately, they're like, oh yeah, these are just like they're like breadsticks at an Italian restaurant. They just come out for free. And I'm like, okay, I don't need more than that. That's good. And then,
but I will not say no to more.
Yeah, we ordered like this full rack of ribs, and it was like a whole rack of baby back plus like more biscuits, mac and cheese, and greens. Incredible, right? And then, like, I was so full we couldn't even finish it. So we take it, we box it up, we take it back, and it's like, you know, an hour car ride back, and we're starting to hit traffic because it's like, you know, 4 p.m. or whatever. Right. Like 30 minutes into the ride, my stomach just starts fucking gurgling, dude. Really bad.
Oh no.
Like, it's like, I'm like, all right. I was like uncomfortable at first. I was like, I can ignore this, whatever.
Where you do like the reseating of your intestines so that it all kind of moves around a little bit. Yeah.
So then 5 minutes later, it's a full on just like, it's gurgling. I'm sweating. I'm like so uncomfortable. But there's no good places to pull off, and I'm like, I just want to go home. I'm not.
Am I gonna shit on the freeway today? What's going on?
I'm like, I'm not gonna feel comfortable. Like, and like it's gonna be the amount of shit where I don't feel comfortable doing it anywhere but my own house. So I'm like, fuck, I'm just gonna send it all the way home. And he was like, are you okay? I'm like, no. I'm like, please. I'm like, I'm gonna need to blast music and the AC and just scream the lyrics at the top of my lungs. And she's like, okay, you can do that. So I blast.
And she's like sitting there, just like visibly uncomfortable.
Yeah. And I'm like dying. I'm like cold sweating. I like can't move. I'm like, luckily we're in the Tesla, so I just kind of put it on autopilot, and I'm sitting there like fucking like pushing on my stomach. Every once in a while, I have to turn the wheel so it thinks that I'm, you know, still there and not dying. So finally, like I finally get back to my house. I'm like, you're gonna have to just go from here, and I don't know, I don't care what you do, but I have to leave.
But I need to go take care of something.
I run inside. It was like the elevator gods were shining down upon me. It was right there in the lobby. I get up. Dude, I barely made it. I've never been that close to shitting. I've shit my pants before. Not ashamed to say it. But I've never felt that close to shitting my pants, if that makes sense.
That's insane. Like, you've gone over the fence, but like the feeling of like riding that edge of like, will I, won't I, that is the worst feeling in the world.
It's so bad.
So if you got to the point where you were like an infinitesimally small amount away from actually shitting your pants, that's awful.
Yeah,
that's almost worse than shitting your pants.
I know it was. Oh my god, I would have just rather gotten over with at that point. But I wasn't in my car. Whatever,
dude.
It was uncomfortable.
Speaking of shitting your pants in a car.
Oh no.
This happened like a couple months ago. I may have brought it up on the pod, but we went to like karaoke with a bunch of like Megan's friends one time, and this is like one of my favorite things because I was like so annoyed about it, but now looking back on it, I'm just like, wow, that's fucking funny, and I'm glad I was there for this person.
All right,
but. One of Megan's friends got like super drunk, and we were like, and she was like, "Oh, I'll just drive home." I'm like, "You're not driving home.
Absolutely
like we are going to take you home." She was like, "Okay, yeah, you're right." And we're like, "Good." So we're like bringing her over to the car, and like the karaoke place people are like outside, like smoking and stuff. They had like just closed down. They're like, "Hey, you guys good?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're fine." So we bring her over, and she's like, just like kind of talking and, you know, being a drunk person.
Sure.
And she like gets in the car, and she's like, "Guys, I think I have to poop." And we're like, "What?" And she was like, I pooped my pants. And I was like, no, you didn't. You
didn't. 2 seconds of her saying, I think I have to poop, to I pooped my pants right after each other?
In my car. Backseat. And she was like, oh my God. And so like they got out. She was like, do you have anything to like, you know, help her? And I was like, there might be like some paper towels in the trunk. So I opened the trunk. They found a Costco coupon book. And she just like ripped out a couple real quick. Did that, threw it away in the dumpster, and then I like picked up like the floor mat and put it on the seat, and I was like, sit on that. And then she went. We got her home, and everything was fine.
No.
But that was the time that someone pooped their pants in my car.
Someone shit in your car?
Yeah. It was fine though. Like everything was contained
like it was all
within
contained
inside of her pants.
Oh,
so everything was
great.
fine. But like Yeah, that was. I was so fucking annoyed in that moment.
Dude, I'd be
like,
pissed.
but like looking back, I'm just like, man, I'm glad she didn't fucking drive home by herself.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that would have been, you know, you did a good thing, but, and now looking back, at least you can laugh at it and it wasn't like a disgusting mess in your car, but like,
right.
That's actually, like, in the moment I'd be so pissed, but now it's kind of like,
exactly. Like,
that's hilarious.
In the moment, fine being heated and stuff like that, but like as long as you could like look back on it and be like, that was a funny thing that happened to me. Man,
Wow.
I was so mad for like 20 minutes. Then we got home and Megan was just like, well, you know, like, think about it though. Like, you were there for her and you like helped her out. And I was like, yeah, you're right.
I guess I did help her out.
You're always right.
All right, yeah, fine.
I got it. Jesus.
Dude, my dad. Well, welcome to the shitting your pants episode. God damn, dude. My dad shit his pants in my car once.
No way.
My old car.
That's funny. The Cube?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
The Cube. Bro has IBS, though, so I don't blame him.
Oh, well, that's different.
He's gotten it under control enough to where he's not shitting in the front seat of my car. He was driving the car, too.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
So wait, what? What was the build up to this? Like, what was the moment that Papa Ortega's tummy could not stomach it anymore? That's funny. I didn't mean to make
that was good.
like another pun on top of that, but that was pretty good.
We were just, oh my god, I inhaled a whole ass bean.
You just got a bean in your throat?
Oh, the old B and the T. I got it out with some good old W. So,
hell yeah.
where were we? We were driving back from Chicago, maybe?
Okay.
Or something, on the toll road. And he just like, he was just, we had eaten lunch and we were coming back. And you know, when you have IBS, when it hits you, it hits you.
Yeah.
And like, but then it can like also go away in you know, that same 2-minute period. It's very odd, I've learned. But he straight up, he's just like, I can't do it. Like, and we're like driving on the highway and he's like, I have to pull over. He pulls over and I think what happened? I don't remember exactly how we get to this point, but we pulled over, right? And like, he's like trying to unbuckle his seatbelt or something. And I guess he just moved a little too much and it just.
No. Oh, God, that's the worst. He was so close,
He was so close, dude.
Damn.
Just on the side of the highway, just right there. And like, I could tell because he was so, he's like, I got it. And he just like presses and he just stops.
The moment that you would just watch the light leave somebody's eyes.
I was like, oh my God. Still like an hour and a half left of the drive. Dude, it was disgusting. It was so gross.
Dude, that's so funny.
It was hilarious.
Oh, God, that sucks.
It was fucking unfortunate.
I cannot think of anything worse than sitting in a car for an hour and a half in poopy pants.
He,
Sounds fucking terrible.
one other time I will share of his.
We're just putting your dad on blast
Yeah,
today.
just throwing him under the bus. Sorry, Dad. He used to work at Intel in like one of the clean rooms, so you have to wear like a whole bunny suit and shit like that, decontaminate.
Where it takes like 25 minutes to put on your whole thing.
So he one day was doing that. This was a long time ago. Was
this still back in New Mexico?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is in New Mexico. So I was a wee one, and he, you know, he's doing his work, whatever, in his bunny suit, and he's like, oh my God, like he feels the urge.
And then you still have to fucking derobe.
So you have to derobe, right? So he's like, all right, I gotta go like right now. So he, you know, he puts his stuff down. He goes into the like decontamination room or whatever. Not really decontamination, but it's like the changing room. And he's like frantically trying to whatever, and just like in the bunny suit, just took a fucking massive dookie.
God, that sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at least it was decontaminated, at least.
So,
he did contaminate it, but he was out of the room, so it's fine.
So he had to take it home and.
They're like, look at what you did. That's like the equivalent of like rubbing your dog's face and like
I know
the pee stain on the ground.
Don't do it again. Yeah, it was.
Take it home and learn from what you've done.
He's pooped his pants more times than any person could ever hope for.
Damn.
Or even aspire to be.
I don't know how many people aspire to poop their pants. Like that's like on your list.
Yeah. Like bucket list, like poop pants 3 times.
They're like, all right, cool, we did it. Poop pants in Idaho.
Poop pants in at least 15 of the 50 states.
Poop pants in a Denny's. Which is where I would expect most poopy pants to occur.
I think
in like
most
an
people
IHOP or a Denny's or like a Fazoli's. Do Fazoli's exist anymore?
Yeah, dude.
They do.
I drove past a Fazoli's when I was in Indiana for the holidays. I drove past a Fazoli's and I was like,
no way.
I haven't thought about that in a long time.
There's no way. Do you remember the story you were telling like a couple episodes ago where you were back home and you drove past like the Thai place that also sold like donuts and shit? My uncle lives in Elkhart, and we went like over to his house like around Christmas and stuff to say hi and everything. Yeah. And we're hanging out, and he was just like, "I gotta show you something." And I was like, "What?" He pulls up a picture of that place.
No way.
Yeah. And he was just like, "I found it. I was driving past it, and I was like, wait a minute, I remember that from the podcast."
What? Wait, so you told him about it or something?
No. He listens to the podcast.
Wait, what?
Yeah, dude. My uncle just listens to our podcast.
No fucking way.
Yeah. So thanks, Mike. But it was
Mike.
But it was just so funny because I was like looking at it, and I was like, I know I'm supposed to understand something about this photo, but I just don't get it. Like, I don't know what this is. And he was just like, "Oh, from the episode where you were talking about this." And I was like, "Oh, yeah!"
No way, dude.
It was so funny.
Wow, that's hilarious.
So, yeah, that place is still there. So, if anybody goes and finds that weird little amalgamation of a restaurant in Elkhart, Indiana, send us pics.
Wow, that's great. That's so funny. That's so wholesome that he listens and also that he found it.
I know.
Damn, that's
great.
dope.
It was so funny. I always love like when I find out that people actually listen to our podcast.
I know, same.
Yeah, because they'll bring something up and I'm just like, I don't remember that, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, it was from your podcast." And I was like, "Oh yeah,
oh shit." It's so funny not remembering things from your own podcast because it's literally like 75 hours worth of recorded material.
I know.
You know,
and it's just the moment like I finished the edit, I've like watched it down to make sure everything's fine, and then like as soon as I export it, I just forget the whole thing.
Same.
It's so weird.
Yeah, same. I like watch bits and pieces back to write the description the next day, and then after that, I'm like, you asked me a day later, I could not tell you.
Yeah, exactly. What it was about. Yep. I was like, I remember like a handful of things from it, but beyond that, I'm like, someone could like be like, "Oh, you endorsed like fucking, I don't know, like a terrorist cell," and I'd be like, maybe, I don't know, yeah. Not on purpose, but
sounds like something I would do and forget about, honestly. Brother.
What?
The condensation from this was just sitting in there, and I just dumped it all over. Dude, it's one thing or another, I swear.
Today's just not your day, man.
It's just not
Dude,
my day.
you inhaled that. God,
that was so good.
Yeah, this is fucking fire.
I'm like...
not first of all, we're like 15 minutes into this thing.
And we haven't talked.
17 minutes into it. What are we eating today, Nick? What is the place? They know we're eating Colombian brunch.
Exactly. So we're eating Colombian brunch from a place called La Maria. And I've never heard of it, I'm going to be honest. But apparently it's been around for a while. It's apparently a favorite of the locals, according to the reviews I read. And so I got chilaquiles, and Brian got...
I think it's...
Huevos con chamaca or something
like
that.
Yeah. It's basically just huevos rancheros, but it's got
steak.
Machaca in it.
Yeah. So... But man, it's great, and I one day would like to go back and get their fucking platter with everything on it.
Well, it was like I saw when you sent me the
DoorDash order.
Yeah. I was like looking through it. I saw that and I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
I was like, I kind of want to ball out and get that, but I'll throw up.
Yeah.
I will throw that up.
Straight up, I will diarrhea that.
I was like, let's get just like a standard meal. Yeah. And I'm not disappointed.
Dude, this is so good. I mean, truly, like, it's so simple, but they did it very well.
Yeah, and the presentation was beautiful. Yeah, as simple as it is, it's just so like elegant.
Yeah, that's an 8.5 as far as breakfasts go.
Oh yeah, I'm willing to give it a 9, really? 9.5.
Damn,
somewhere around there.
Fire. Yeah,
just because it's just, I love simple meals so much.
Yeah,
and it's just fucking meat, onions, tomatoes, eggs, like omeleted together, basically. Rice, beans, put like in nice little combinations in this thing. Got some bacon. Got an incredible hot chalky.
It does slap.
Fucks pretty hard. It's just a great meal.
Some people try to do way too much with their like oh, and we have like raspberry compote from this and this and this, and it's actually from like a very old herb that doesn't exist anymore, and so it's $1 million, and it's just like, nah.
Everything has saffron in it.
Yeah, everything is so
Everything
expensive.
you're eating is $37 flat.
Yeah, so it was very good, and I appreciate it, and I will actually go back there for sure.
Oh yeah, I think
Absolutely.
that's like well, we've said this multiple times on the podcast, if we remember it. But it's like the beauty of Southern California, just the Southwest in general, is that it's so much of like kind of just Latin American food and stuff like that, and that food is perfect because it's just so simple. It's just rice, beans, meat, boom, easy. There you
100%.
go. That's it. So I get a tortilla, perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
It's
and it's
so
always
nice.
it's always cheap and it's always delicious.
Yeah.
Even in like the worst of restaurants that you go to, it's still going to taste good.
Facts.
And I love it.
Yeah.
That's like one of my favorite things about living here is just how much food is at our disposal and how much of it is incredible.
Yeah, I know, man.
So nice.
It's the best. It's truly the best. You guys are all missing out if you don't live here. So I'm just gonna say it right now. You're missing out.
It's true. Definitely. Like I think one of the big things too, something that like my brother and I talk about this city a lot is that my brother doesn't really like big cities, and he kind of hated LA when he came here, but he's always like looking at restaurants, and he's always like, have you tried this place, because it looks incredible. And it's like in like fucking Chinatown or something, and I'm just like, no, never heard of it. And he was like, you should go try it.
That's the best
like,
part.
all right.
Like, you could live here for 10 years and someone can tell you, oh, have you heard of this? And you'll never have heard of it.
Yep.
Like, there's so many things, you know? It's great.
And it's all great.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things. It's like, if you're going to come visit LA, even San Diego too. Like, San Diego has incredible food.
Yeah, truly.
Just like look up a list of like the best restaurants in that city and just make like a nice little list for yourself. Just go try them.
Yeah.
Just do it. I mean, if you can get in, I guess, because that's sometimes an issue.
Sometimes.
Well, both with lines and now the pandemic. You know,
that thing that's been
that
happening
thing that we kind of just keep forgetting
for
about.
2 years. Damn, dude. I will have lived here for 2 years in February, like in a week.
Dude, when we renewed our lease, I was like, holy shit, we have lived in this apartment for over a year.
Yeah.
I was like, this is strange. And then
It's
I
weird.
was like, I moved here October of 2017.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
It's like it'll be 5 years in October of this year. It's wild.
Yeah.
So weird. Fuck.
Think about all the money you've spent in those 5 years.
Yeah, just to exist.
Yeah.
Not even like to do things,
No,
just to live.
Basic expenses, food and rent and utilities.
And you know, I wouldn't trade it.
No.
I love
truly.
it, man. I do.
It's
I
a
really
great
do.
place. Dude, one of your that guy that you shoot for sometimes, Clavette.
Oh yeah,
I think?
Jake.
Yeah, he a friend of mine throws this like monthly secret DJ thing. They call it Pure Luck Club, and he's playing that this week or next time or something. But it's like complete two different worlds like colliding. Because I'm like good friends with this guy who throws the events, and he's like, dude, you need to come, whatever. Like maybe you should play one. And I'm like, yeah, that'd be so sick.
You should play one, and then let me come.
Yeah,
that'd be dope.
And then this, he's just sent me the info for this next one. And he's like, check it out, and come through and hang out. And your boy's on the lineup.
Oh
so.
hell yeah, dude! I love Jake.
Yeah,
he's legitimately like one of my favorite people I've met.
Oh fuck yeah!
Just such a nice guy, like super like down to earth, very chill.
Let's go.
Makes great music.
I definitely want to. That made me want to go even more because
dude,
I've heard so much about him.
And his music is very interesting because it's like super like disco and like French house influence.
Yeah,
and it's just so interesting because it's like it's a sound that you recognize, but it's like not. It's not like overbearing or like too new to where you're like, I don't get it. Yeah. You're like, no, yeah, this sounds familiar, but with like a nice little like boost of energy in it.
I love shit like that.
Dude, it's so great.
I'm stoked.
He's like 6'4" too.
Holy
so when he's
shit.
like standing in the booth, he's like doing all this stuff and then he has to like fully like lean down and stuff. It's so funny.
Knobs.
It's so funny.
Shaq on the deck.
Dude,
is so funny.
That's dope. Where are those at?
Do
they usually rotate?
They're usually at the same place in I'm gonna try to remember. Maybe it's in Los Feliz. I don't remember. Let me just Google it real quick because I'll also plug that. Pure Luck Club.
That is one thing that really pisses me off about the city is the way that people pronounce Los Feliz.
Yeah, Los Feliz. Los Feliz.
God, I hate it so much, dude. I mean, I get it. We're saying Los Angeles, like we're already like butchering the city in general, but like.
Dude. I've just like stopped trying to like even say like Los Feliz and just like say like Los Feliz because everyone else says it. And I'm just like fucking whatever.
Yeah, they're gonna look at me weird, like I'm the one that's wrong here.
Yeah, I know.
I might as well just accept it and move on.
El Cid. You know what that is?
That sounds really familiar.
El Cid is, I think it's
is it like a restaurant and a bar?
El Cid on Sunset. El Cid.
Oh, on
venue?
Sunset? Not the one I'm thinking of.
El Cid venue. Yeah, it is it's a Spanish restaurant and apparently it's on Sunset. Yeah.
Dude, this sounds so familiar to me. I genuinely may have been here before.
Silver Lake area.
Silver Lake? Okay.
Interesting. Okay. Well, cool. Anyways, hey, if you guys are in LA, check out Pure Luck Club on February 3rd. Clavette's going to be spinning some disco, and it's a monthly event thrown by some just like people who are trying to take not necessarily change the music industry, just like, give people who just like want to play slots a slot, which is great.
That's
I think
cool.
It's fun. It's just like a free event, and you can go and hang out and network with people who are like in the music space or in the design space.
Is it mostly like almost like a mixer of music people, or is it like
it's like half and half? There's like music people who go there because they know it's going to be other music people, and then people who just go to like dance for free on a Tuesday or whatever.
That's tight.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jake does another thing called Big Disco Energy, which is hilarious to me. But they throw that every now and then too, and I think like their pre-sale tickets are always free.
Oh,
so like you just show up, you just dance,
That's
and like
so cool.
It's like a collective. I don't know if he started it, but he's been like a pretty big proponent of it.
That's
and
cool.
Like it's always like disco themed and stuff. So like people show up like in costumes and stuff. You get like the like Debbie Downers who show up in like rave attire.
Right.
And you're like, what are you doing?
Like,
what are you doing?
I'm here, and then they're confused. They're
Yeah.
like, wait, what the fuck? I thought this was an excision set? What is it? I'm not going to throw some elbows here.
I'm about to get a concussion in the next 20 minutes. Jesus, dude. Yeah, but it's cool, man. I love that. Like now that I'm still like super wary about going to like small rooms with a bunch of people, but it's like at the same time too, like Big Disco Energy was nice because like when we went to it, this was maybe like last November or something. We just wore masks the whole time, and we were already vaccinated and whatnot. So it was like, cool, we're fine. There's enough space that it was kind of, not out of our control. But that's it's just like
easy
still...
that threshold is blurred though between like, okay, like I feel safe here, and like, oh shit, like there might be way too many people.
Yeah, that's like, and I keep seeing people like posting like things of them at like events and stuff, and I'm like, fuck, dude.
Like, well, I don't know if we're at that stage yet.
And I'm like, man, I want to do that shit too, but I'm also like, I don't. That's freaky. That's a little scary.
Yeah, all the. I mean, we were supposed to play a show last week or 2 weeks ago, and it got canceled because because of the pandemic. It got rescheduled, I guess. But this specific show has been rescheduled 5 times.
Wow, no way.
It was supposed
What was
to
the
be,
original date for?
The original date was, I believe, June or July 2020.
Wow. Holy shit. Then
it got pushed, it got pushed initially at the beginning of the pandemic when we thought it was just, a couple months. So they pushed it to later in 2020. And then they pushed it to early 2021. And then they pushed it to mid 2021 and then late 2021. And now, they pushed it to late 2021, then early 2022. And now this is the 5th time they've pushed it to summer 2022.
Wow, dude, that's insane.
2 years this show has been being rescheduled.
Holy shit. Yeah. And the venues just like chill with it, like as long as you have your original ticket.
The venue's the one rescheduling it mostly. Half the time it's the venue, and the other half the time it was just like mandates.
Right, that makes sense.
Because right now, you could have a show right now, but it's the venues being like, I don't know, we don't feel safe.
Yeah, we don't want to be like the cause of anything. Yeah, I get that.
Right.
And it's still in San Francisco, right?
Okay. Still in San Francisco. But at this point, now it's like it's been rescheduled so many times that the person who originally booked, I think, us, does not work at that venue anymore. And now we're getting booking offers for San Francisco and the same venue in around the same area, which now we can't do that because of the radius clause. So it's like it's just like it's unfortunate because now it's just like we could 4 other shows we could have played. Not 4. We could have played 2 other shows. But we said no to both of those because we thought we were going to have the show.
Right.
And we didn't. And now today we got an email. Hey, can you guys play in April in SF? And we're like, I don't think so.
Fuck.
So it's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
All right, where did we leave off? We can segue.
Yeah.
We didn't end on any
No,
in the middle of something.
We'll just transition him.
All right, so I was on the interwebs the other day, and I discovered a company that makes something called the Baldo. And I have to pull it up now.
Okay. The Baldo. B-A-L-D hyphen O.
B-A-L-L-D-O, all one word. Baldo.
Oh, no.
What do you think it is?
God. Is it a dildo, but it's just balls?
You're very close.
No way.
You're very close. It is a dildo for your balls. So I don't know exactly.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know if they're marketing it towards maybe people who have erectile dysfunction or something of that nature, but it's literally like a silicone sleeve, right?
Okay.
That you pull up over your balls, and then you put your balls inside of it, and then you like put some like rings to stretch it out a little bit, and then you use that as like, it's like basically like a strap-on kind of type thing. And then this, so it stimulates your partner in the same way that a penis would, but then it stimulates you on the outsides of your balls that are sticking out of the thing, apparently. And they're like,
Dude, what? It's like little underwear for them. Like your balls are legs. They're just like, hey.
It's like this. So your balls go in there, and then they go in here, and they stick out the sides. Let's see if there's a side. They stick out the sides of that. It's really confusing.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Like that.
Oh.
So they
that's
stick out
not
the
the
sides
way. That's
of
not
that.
the configuration I thought.
I know. So like you have to kind of lift your penis up and go like that. Dude,
Interesting.
It's $80.
That looks like it would hurt too.
It does look. I know, because you have to stretch out your rings, your balls.
Your rings.
Let's see. I saw a bunch of. No, where was their website? Their website was so good. Baldo.com. A new era has arrived. Sex will never be the same again.
Fuck yeah.
We've created the world's first sex toy that will allow you to penetrate your partner with your balls. That's just such a funny.
All right, first of all,
sentence.
That's not the first time.
Yeah.
you could have done it.
You could have done it, but this just makes it let the ball sex revolution begin.
So do you have to squat?
That's what I was thinking. I don't know. I think
did they have to lay down and
right, and you kind of go like
legs,
that. They have like a little infographic here, so you put you put it around, and then
we love zero definition in any of our animations whatsoever. I thought those were balls. Like when he was like pulling. Oh, okay.
So then you just
like that they blur.
They blurred out the balls. Like we know what it is. Let's see.
Bro, we know what a dick looks like.
There's especially if we're on a ball dildo website.
Yeah.
There's got to be. Where's the press kit? There's like some testimonials that are just so funny. The first time my partner and I used the Baldo together, they came instantly the moment their balls slid inside of me. So there's that. I could tell we'd finally succeeded by the loud gasping sound my husband made. And
I get it now.
2 thrusts later when he came.
Oh, I get it. Oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that goes in.
Oh, fuck, dude. The way I was envisioning it was like you're still using your dick and your balls are just like slapping against them. But like because they're separated, like you feel more. I don't know. I just had the diagram.
So you're putting your actual balls inside of someone with this like tip. So it's like it's, if you guys can imagine it, it's got like, like a tip like that. And then it opens up here and your balls go inside here and then it stretches them out. So then you can kind of control the angle and then it goes in like that. And your balls are sticking out the side. This is so graphic. I'm sorry. Your balls are sticking out the side and they're stimulated somehow because they're not fully encased in this.
See, I don't like anything touching my balls.
Dude, I'm
in
squeamish on my balls. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm like, anytime I'm like, oh, they're going to explode.
Yeah.
Oh, they're about to get crushed.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to not do this.
Yes.
So the thought of doing this fills me with dread.
I know.
But everybody's got their thing, man.
Everyone's got their thing, but stretching out my ball sack and putting pressure on them sounds scary.
That sounds awful.
Sounds like it's just going to explode or some shit.
Like have you ever like squeezed a grape too hard? That's what that feels like.
Oh, it fucking freaks me out too. Let's see.
Sorry.
After about 15 seconds using the Baldo, I had to run to the shower and research how to get semen out of couch upholstery.
Hey, man.
You can also buy their mascot.
Oh, no
and they have it hanging from their window
Dude.
or from your tailpipe.
First of all, if you put Bally the Baldo ball sack on your fucking truck as truck nuts.
Oh my
I hate
God.
you. If you use truck nuts in general, you suck. But like no, man,
so good.
that's too much.
Let's see.
Bally the
So
Baldo
much
ball
fun.
sack.
Someone called Furball and Pig said so much fun. Someone
and
called
Pig?
Young Nugs said, I'm 110% telling everyone I know about the Baldo. I tried it out last night, 11 out of 10. So their ratios are similar, which is good.
Are these real reviews?
I don't know.
Because these names are
Young
insane.
Nugs, Furball and Pig. I think it's very new. It was...
Furball and Pig sounds like a very like niche fetish OnlyFans page.
It does.
Like you go to them because like you have a kink that no one else can satiate.
After a year on the market and an eye-popping advertising and media campaign, we are so proud and excited to announce our first ever O Award nomination. We have spent 3 years perfecting the Baldo. We believe that ball sex and the ballgasm is proving the newest way of attaining sheer ecstasy.
The ballgasm.
The ballgasm. Let's see. Okay. So launched last year. It allows people with testicles to penetrate their partners with their testicles.
That's never like the first thing I think about.
Yeah.
You know, I'm never like, you know what I really wish I could do? Fuck you with my balls.
But you know what is missing from all of this? Like, none of their marketing says balls deep.
What?
And it should.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever wanted to go balls deep in your partner?
Oh my God, dude, that's incredible.
And now you can.
Holy
like,
shit.
Why don't they use that?
Write them an email.
I should.
Right now.
I want to see you use the word balls deep. Yeah, they haven't. They're just like trying to be like, wow, it's a new era in sex. No, if you're going to have someone putting their balls in someone else, use like, yeah, you put your, go balls deep.
Like make it gross and like porn-ish.
Yeah.
You know? Like
don't
just
be like,
why
this is
not?
a revolutionary new idea. No. We don't want to hear that. The people who are buying this want to go balls deep.
Yeah.
The people who are buying this are bored with normal sex. Don't say normal vanilla sex things.
Yeah. They have watched too much porn and are completely desensitized to what actual sex is.
Yeah.
They don't want that shit.
Yeah.
They want to go balls deep.
They
with
want to
their
go
balls.
absolutely balls deep.
In like a fucking Civil War looking bullet.
Yeah.
You know? It's literally, I hate that I know this, but they created, it's back when muskets were made, no rifling, ball, cool. Mm-hmm. They figured out how to make it go faster and farther by making it into the like bullet shape, which is called a milli ball. It's exactly what that looks like. Google it.
Milli ball?
Milli ball.
That's hilarious.
It's like the first bullet to be shaped like a bullet, and there's like a back of it that's like an indent so that you can still pack it down with like the same powder and stuff.
Like this,
and it looks exactly like that.
Yeah, everyone check out the Baldo with your parents' permission. Step 1 is to shave and lube your balls. So shave them off, shave your hair off, and then just pour lube on them. A 1/4 inch will do. I don't know what that means. A 1/4 inch of hair shaved off, or
a 1/4 inch of
quarter inch of lube.
I've never heard somebody measure a liquid using inches, but all right, I guess.
Just give me a 1/4 inch of lube.
Give me a 1/4 inch of lube.
Stretch your Baldo over your balls, and then stretch the spacer ring.
And your mechanics like I got you.
Step 4, insert into partner.
Okay, that seems pretty simple.
Straightforward.
Yeah.
It's a game changer for sex. It's like waving a magic wand and suddenly giving guys a second penis that never goes soft and also gives a completely different type of orgasm.
Yeah, maybe that's the thing, is so that you can like DP somebody.
Maybe.
Well, if they have 2 holes.
Right.
To DP with.
2 DP. So the Baldo is, you know, who knows? Maybe it'll take off. Maybe it won't.
We'll see. It'll be on Twitter at some point.
Yeah. I think that's where I saw it initially.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
the
funny.
Baldo.
Every time I find something weird, it's always like buried in Twitter, and then I go down a rabbit hole, and like I didn't need to go this far.
I know.
Oh man, the Baldo, everybody.
The Baldo.
Give us your best Baldo testimonials in the comments below.
Flood their site with fake testimonials.
But like make them very graphic.
So graphic.
Like not
like this is a revolutionary way for my partner. No. I want graphic.
I also like that this dude was like, I have to figure out how to get semen out of couch upholstery. Bro, just use some water.
I know.
It's mostly water.
It's mostly water. Yeah, like you've never come on the couch before? Amateur hour. Bro.
Come on.
Amateur hour.
Everybody has gotten a little semen on their couch, even if you don't have semen.
Everyone has got semen on the couch. Like they come from they come from the furniture store with a little bit of semen on them.
Yeah, every time. No matter what couch you're sitting on, there's always at least a little bit of semen on it somewhere.
Ashley's Furniture Warehouse. Ask them. Ask the associates.
Go to a Living Spaces, man. Everything living just covered.
Coming spaces. Come on faces.
It just gets more and more like devolved and deranged.
Oh my god.
At some point, a Living Spaces is just like where they host like orgies every week. It's like Sanctum. But just in a Living Spaces.
Yeah, that'd be so fucking funny.
Could you imagine throwing a party in like a Living Spaces? In like just a furniture store?
Actually.
It'd be kind of sick.
That would be kind of sick.
And everything would be more covered in semen.
Yes.
All the time.
All the time.
So much semen.
Speaking of furniture stores, there was have you seen Licorice Pizza?
I've not seen it yet, but I really want to. I love PTA.
Okay, so I was also excited to see it.
Okay.
I won't ruin it for you.
Thank you.
But I walked out.
Really? No way.
Yeah.
Holy shit, what happened?
Maybe I just don't understand that type of movie. Like maybe I'm not artsy or deep enough, but I literally walked out of the movie.
Wild.
I thought it was like I couldn't, I don't know. I don't want to ruin it. But I mean, you know the basic storyline?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like she's like grooming this kid.
Right.
And it was, I mean, like, yeah, that was uncomfortable enough, but like it was also just like I couldn't get behind the story. But I rarely, if ever, walk out of movies. But I was just like, I can't.
Wild.
And you might not have the same, opinion of the movie. Like you might really dig it, especially if you really like the director. But like, yeah, man, I didn't get it.
Wild.
I walked out.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I feel like PTA is very much a director that like people either don't really know about him, which is weird given that he's like literally one of the biggest directors, or people absolutely love everything that he's made.
Right.
And usually the people that sit in that category suck. Like they're just
they're up their own ass.
Yeah. They're just very pretentious, like film kids.
Yeah.
But like everybody else is like there's another camp where it's like they really, really like him and they really just like it. Like that's it. There's like I just like this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And everybody else is like, I don't know who the fuck that is, but I don't want to see it.
Right.
So it's like it's very interesting to see where that lands. So that's funny. That's very interesting.
It's the second movie I've ever walked out of.
What was the first one?
We Are Your Friends, I think.
Oh my god,
the
dude.
Zac Efron DJ movie.
Okay, so So my buddy Griffin is a film pundit. Everybody check out Film Speak on Twitter and YouTube. Thank you. I was like, why did I go to Twitter first? He's great. One of my best friends. Incredible content. Great guy. Good takes. Check it out. Him and I went to go see that in college because we had, so the way that like Purdue was set up is like we had campus and then you had like a main drag of like all the bars and like restaurants and stuff.
Yeah.
And at the bottom of it was this thing called the Landing, which was like a couple more restaurants and a movie theater. So we would just always go there pretty much like every Thursday.
Fuck yeah.
See a movie.
Yeah.
And we were like sitting there watching this and it was like me, him, and our friend Trey. And we were just like watching this movie and we're like, is this good? We're like, is this entertain? Like, are we even entertained? And there's one sequence in that movie that I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And so he's like tripping at the party.
Yeah.
That's like the only part of that movie that I'm like, this is pretty good. But we like went into the movie being like, dude, Zac Efron, he's a killer. Like the premise sounds pretty interesting. And we left the movie. We were like, that was atrocious. We were like, that was so bad.
I ended up like streaming it, I think maybe a few years later, and like just cause I was at home, so I was like, fuck it, I'll watch the whole thing. But I walked out maybe halfway through in the movie theater. Is
that what it feels like to be an electronic music producer, Nick?
That's exactly what it feels like. You lock your heart rate on, you sync your heart rate to the music, and then everyone else's heart rate syncs at the same time. And if you have arrhythmia, you're fucked.
You just die.
Yeah, you just die.
You go to like any EDM show. The moment that you have like your heart rate isn't connected to everybody else, you die.
You die.
Your heart stops beating and you die.
That's what happened to Avicii.
Fuck.
Shit,
Jesus,
sorry.
man. Okay.
All right, reel it back. Reel it back.
God damn it. Man.
Oh no.
Anyways, terrible movie. Zac Efron's great, but holy shit, that movie was so bad.
Did you see that review of this lady who Oh God, I can't remember the context. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fucking find it. Did you ever see 17 again?
Yeah. Megan brings this movie up so many times, dude. She talks about it so much.
Really?
And I'm always like, God, I remember that movie. We've seen it. And she was like, I watched it with you. You were sitting next to me on the couch a year ago. And I'm just like, dude, I remember like this much of it. It's just so funny. It's just like, it's such a weirdly specific movie that keeps recurring in my life. Yeah. It's so strange.
All right. Well, okay. I found it. So, this girl.
Okay.
Her name is Kelsey.
All right, Kelsey, let's go.
She posted this as a review of 17 again, and then she posted that screenshot.
Is this on Letterboxd?
I don't know. Is this Letterboxd?
Yes.
Okay, it's on Letterboxd. She said, I was an intern on this movie when I was 17, and I owe Zac Efron an apology. Here goes. An angry producer dude in Oakley sunglasses told me rule number 1 of being on set was we couldn't talk to Zac Efron. No way. Don't even look at him. Don't even breathe near him. Zac was at Beatles-level stardom to 14-year-olds during 2008. Girls were chasing him all over the grounds of the high school where we were shooting, banging on the windows of whatever room he was in, so that seemed fair. I had also never seen High School Musical, so I was like, yeah, okay, whatever, sounds good. Then on New Year's Day, when I was at the crafty table, my main hangout spot, Zac walked up to me and my friend, all cheery and full of good tidings, and said, Happy New Year's, guys. I was horrified.
Could you imagine Zac Efron walking up to you super excited? Happy New Year, man. Just being like, what the fuck? Just filled with dread.
The angry producer guy was right behind him, staring at me and my friend like, don't fuck this up. That is Zac fucking Efron, the goddamn star of the major motion picture 17 again. So I panicked. I was holding a Dixie cup full of grapes, which I proceeded to shove in my mouth as I sort of mumbled the whole Dixie cup.
Yeah, you put the Dixie cup up and then you just compress it and it just shoots the grapes into the back of your throat.
It wasn't just me. No one at the crafty table said Happy New Year to Zac Efron that day. There was a lot of pain in Zac's eyes at the moment, understandably. Have I done something wrong? He must have been thinking to himself. The answer was no, Zac. You were being a regular despite the mountain of child stardom standing in your way. But he couldn't have known that. Not in that moment. He walked away sad, holding a skateboard that may or may not have been for a scene, unable to connect with the only people anywhere near his age on that set. A group of managers and agents in their early 40s circled him, ready to chat about his next project. A truly devastating sight to behold. As I stood there choking on grapes, I thought, did I snub Zac Efron, the John Lennon of child actors? And is this his life? Is his life maybe worse than mine? The answer to both of those questions was absolutely yes. So Zac, if you're reading this, I'm sorry, bud. It wasn't you. It was the mean producer guy in the Oakleys. You were doing great, and you always have been. Was that your skateboard? If so, very cool. If not, that's okay too. And Zac, buddy, Happy New Year.
Dude, that should be a movie by itself.
Truly.
That's so funny, man.
That's so fucking hilarious,
Jesus.
dude.
That's like, okay, so that's like such a normal fucking thing. Like on like sets and stuff. Oh yeah, like producers will be like, do not make eye contact with this person. Like don't interact with them on any level whatsoever. Wow. And I've heard like recently that Adam Driver's like just a dirtbag.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And it's just like, apparently like that's kind of the thing through like the grapevine. But it's just like, there are like producers out there that are just like, do not interact with them. Like they have to be like in the zone at all times, like all this other stuff. And like, they just want to be a fucking person, man.
Sure.
They just want to talk to somebody.
It's gotta be so weird to like have everyone kind of like avoid your gaze and shit like that. Like that's so uncomfortable. Right. And you know why they're doing it.
Exactly. And it's mostly because of like the pressures from like your managers, your agents, and like the producers of whatever it is that you're working on. Right. And you're just like, man, I just want to hang out.
Yeah.
I just want to have lunch with the people that I'm making something with. Right. You know, like we're working together. Yeah. Why would we not want to just hang out?
It's so weird.
Yeah. And there's like some people where it's like, I get it. Like, you know, you've got a lot going on. There's a lot like to work on and stuff like that. But like,
but there's like a level of professionalism, and you would assume that people, I mean, at least most of the people who aren't even interns and shit, like who are working on a film set and want this to be their future, have the decorum to not like harass their fucking, you know, the main stars of the movie, and just like. There's just a professional way to treat people regardless.
And like if you're exactly like someone walks up to you and like talks to you. Yeah. Cool, man. Talk back. Yeah. That's just being a person. Right. Holy shit. Like have a conversation. Yeah. Don't like go out of your way to like knock on their trailer door like in between sets and just be like, hey man, just want to say I'm a big fan. That's a weird thing to do. But also
don't go out of your way to like fucking avoid. Like it's just weird. It's just a weird dynamic. And it creates an even bigger shift between them and like everyone else, which I'm sure they already experience on a day-to-day basis.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure like Zac Efron seems like he's adjusted very well. Like he seems like a very just normal dude. But like imagine being like a child star and at like 15 being treated like you're 25.
Right.
And like never really being able to like have like a normal childhood in that way. And then trying to like talk to people and people are like, no, like we gotta whisk you away and stuff like that. Like it's just weird. Like your whole life becomes a business for some reason.
Right.
And then you're just stuck with it. Like it just sounds
and then
like frustrating.
It's just gotta suck being like obviously in your personal life you don't have that separation, so you have to deal with paparazzi and fans and whatever. But like you'd think that when you come to your place of work, you wouldn't be treated like you don't want to be treated like that in your personal life and at work. Like at work, that's like your safe space. That's like where you're on set with other people who are on set. Like you don't want to be treated like. It's just so weird. It's fucking odd.
I've just never understood of like the idea of like being set on a pedestal and like being cool with that.
Yeah.
Like if like I don't know, for me personally, like if I had that kind of level of like I don't know, fame and stardom and then somebody was just like, "Oh, like normal people can't look at you."
Right.
Like the PAs, the gaffers don't talk to them. Yeah. Like you guys should not talk to them. Yeah. It's like why?
Dude,
why not? Like
I see that shit in like the electronic scene so much.
Really?
It's insane. Like the amount of times that a sound guy has like seemed genuinely surprised and thankful that I said, "Hey, thanks for running the sound tonight."
Yeah.
Like,
thanks for literally doing all of this.
Everything.
Yeah.
Like has been like I more times than I can count. Like that they've been like, "Oh, yeah, no, of course, thank you." I'm like, what the fuck? Like
that's so weird.
Did you see? Oh my god, dude. This artist, Jairus Johnson.
Oh yeah, that's Socko's guy.
Yeah, well, he posted a picture on his Instagram story of this green room that he was in, of like a venue that he had just played. Broken mirrors, broken glass, broken like chips all over the floor. Like he trashed the fuck out of the green room, and then like posed with it and said, "Turn on my mic next time, you fuckheads." Like he was proud of that.
That's
shit.
So shitty, dude.
Yeah.
Like fuck off. Yeah. Like it's an honest mistake. Sit back, let him like alert them and be like, "Oh, cool, might be, move on."
Yeah. He trashed the green room, destroyed their property.
That's so shitty,
and then was proud of it. Was like, "Hey, fuck you guys." Like,
that's
are you kidding me?
So shitty.
Dude, oh my god. Like get out of your own ass. Like it's insane.
God, I hate that shit so much. Off. Yeah, cuz it's like on one hand I get like the frustration and being like mad about it in that time frame, but it's like they didn't ruin your set.
No.
They didn't destroy your name.
Right.
They didn't like force people to like leave. They didn't like drop a bucket of pig's blood on you.
You know how easy it is to tell your mic is off when it's off? You're like, "Oh, it's not on." That's a sound issue they can fix right away.
Yeah, that's a button.
Right away. That's like, "Oh wait, his mic's not on." Boop. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's 2 seconds of audio that the crowd didn't hear.
That's so annoying, dude. That's
so that I didn't fuck with that. I was like, God, are you serious? You did more to damage your career posting that than they did by not letting 200 people hear the first 5 words.
Yeah. You know? And like he's like and that guy's like trying to be like he's trying to have like that like
punk
that like rock star kind of like mentality about him, which like I can fuck with on a certain level.
Sure.
I can fuck with it on a certain level of like I am like against an establishment that's bad for X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Not, oh, I break shit when I'm mad.
Right.
Like that's just you're just a child.
Yeah, I know.
Bro.
And that's like that was like the whole like 70s and 80s rock star experience where they'd be like, what, like that shit's not cool. It doesn't make it cool. Like people are, it's insane.
That's so annoying, man.
Yeah, I didn't fuck with that. I was like, God, really? Like, it didn't make me feel good inside my little tummy. But
it's like the like Tom Cruise rant. That like the dude who like moved the light during the.
Wait, what?
It was like, excuse me.
He's got a bean in his throat.
B in the T.
Save it with some dub.
Ooh, that was rough. It was like a couple years ago. It was Christian Bale.
Oh, okay.
It was like some one of like the gaffers or something was like setting something up and like moving while like they were taking the scene, and he just like went off on this dude.
Whoa.
He was just like, "We're all doing this, this, and this," and I'm just like, that guy's just doing his job, bro. Like you're supposed to do your job, which is to act and put yourself in a different world, and these guys are meant to facilitate that.
Right.
That dude's doing it, so it's like, why? I just don't. I don't know. I get like being frustrated and upset and mad and things like that. But like, dude, that's...
Yeah, I'm not saying you have to be happy with everything all the time. That's unrealistic. But like...
That's just such a little, like a minor thing.
Yeah.
Like he didn't ruin what ruined the take was you getting pissy about it.
Yeah.
And taking the time to chew this guy out for some reason.
It's just like fucking... Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, obviously... Some people are not good at their jobs, but also it doesn't even have to do with that. Some people just make mistakes, like on a day-to-day basis,
and that's fine.
God damn, yeah, you have every right to be upset, but not like there's a hard line where it becomes inappropriate, you know? Right.
And like I've always just because I've heard those stories and stuff like that, working in entertainment, I'm like, shit, if I like mess up this group in Avid, I'm going to get fired. But it's like, if I mess something up and I'm like, oh wait, I'll fix that. Right. Or like half the time, like the nice thing about post is everybody's like chill as fuck. So like if I do something incorrectly, like an editor just is like, hey man, I noticed it was like this. Could we do it like this? Or like fix it this way, please? Yeah. And I'm like, oh yeah, my bad. Yeah. And he was like, cool, thank you. Like, just let me know when you're ready. And I'm like, cool, thank you. Yeah. Do it. So it's so easy to just be nice to the people that you work with.
Truly.
Holy shit, man. Trashing a green room because they didn't turn your mic on.
Yeah, it's so shitty. Like, they're going to have to replace, like, some furniture for sure. And mirrors and, like, lamps.
Oh, yeah. And he's for sure not playing that venue ever again.
No way.
There's Absolutely
no way. Not. Absolutely not.
Fuck, dude.
But, like, how do you... But then the thing is, I didn't see anything about that like... I mean, he's, like, you know, an up-and-coming person who's got, like, press on him or whatever. Didn't see anything, like, wow, condemning him for that.
Of course not. Fuck, dude.
Those beans
the beans just like sit. It's like the bean sauce, you know. It's just like just down there in the back.
Goya juice.
Ew.
Slurping it.
You crack open a can of Goya and just slurp it down. Oh yeah, I'm just sipping on some Goya. It's like, what?
Fucking bee
What is
juice.
wrong with you?
Yeah, I'm giving myself a little morning BJ.
You met a person at the bar. You took him home. You did some stuff all night long. You wake up in the morning and like you come out and you're like, oh hey, and they're just sitting at their table, straight faced, just sucking down bean juice. Dude, I'd jump out a window.
Ew,
be like, no.
I'd leave. I'd run away, burn my crotch off.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Dude, have you watched Peacemaker on HBO Max yet?
No, but I've been meaning to. Is it funny?
Bro, first of all, it's really funny. Mm-hmm. The opening credit sequence I have watched so many fucking times now, because like apparently like James Gunn had written it so that like you wouldn't skip over it every time. Mm-hmm. And it's literally like an 80s hair metal dance routine of the entire cast of the movie in character.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, so they like walk out and they're like doing like a dance routine and shit. It's so funny. And I keep watching it, and everybody that I talk to, bless you.
Thank you.
Everybody that I talk to, I'm just like, please just watch this. You don't have to watch the show. Just watch this.
It keeps getting recommended to me, so I really do want to watch it.
It's good. It's very well worth it.
It's John Cena, right?
Yeah.
Fuck, I love John Cena, dude.
John Cena. It's written and executive produced by James Gunn.
Let's go.
And John Cena is the co-executive producer.
Okay. Sure.
So yeah, it's just good, and it's funny too, because like John Cena, I guess like his bar was never really as high as a lot of other actors, because you know like he does a thing and he does it really well.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's nice to me because every time I see him in another movie, he is better than he was in the last movie. Yeah. So I'm like visibly watching him get better, and I'm like, let's fucking go, dude.
That's cool as fuck.
And he's crushing it. I love so good. I went into the show too being like, I don't think this is gonna be that good. Mm-hmm. It's just it's like the guy that kind of sucked from the Suicide Squad movie anyway. So I'm like, whatever. It's funny. It's great. Okay. Vigilante's great. His like white supremacist dad, who literally runs the Aryan Brotherhood, is like insane. Yeah, dude, it's fucking hilarious.
I don't watch it tonight.
Hell yeah. You ever just like burp and like leave it in your mouth for a little bit? Not to like chew on it, but like you're like, if I release this right now, it will be impolite. I have to hold it.
Oh, that yes, for
sure. Okay, dude.
I thought just for the hell of it.
No, yeah, I just burp and just I like the taste.
Ew,
dude. So. There's like a smoking circle outside of our apartment that like Megan and I go to every night. And so like we're just sitting there and just like smoking weed and everything. And like every time someone's like walking their dog by us, we're like, and let them walk by, they're like, and we're like, fuck.
Thank you for doing that. Dude, people who blow their fucking vape smoke, their weed smoke, their cigarette smoke, just like willy-nilly.
It's gross, dude.
Brother.
Yeah.
I hate that shit.
Dude, it's so like inconsiderate.
Yeah.
Like totally fine if you want to smoke, do all that kind of stuff, but like don't subject other people to it.
Don't blow it in my fucking face.
Yeah. Like if someone's walking by let them continue walking in their nice clean air.
Yeah.
And then dirty it afterwards.
That's so funny.
It's another one of those things where it's just like, hey man, just be courteous.
Yeah.
Dude, they don't, like, just because you enjoy the smoke doesn't mean they do. So just let them pass.
Oh my God, where was I the other night? I'm trying to remember. Oh, it was at Licorice Pizza at the movie.
After you left or
no,
before?
No, it was before. The people right behind us were just blowing vape smoke in.
Ew, dude. In the theater?
Yeah, just in the theater. And then it was like that sickly sweet, like cereal flavor.
Oh,
and like
dude.
literally just every once in a while just right past. I was like,
dude, I hate
God,
that.
It was so bad.
That's so shitty.
That really didn't help.
Smoking inside, first of all, awful.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Second of all, blowing it like at somebody.
Yeah.
What? You're a piece of shit,
so
man.
shitty.
Dude, we went to see Nightmare Alley like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Good?
Really good, dude.
Okay.
Loved it. Guillermo's great.
Yeah.
He can do no wrong.
Yeah.
But we were there and there was like these like 10-year-olds, like 10 or like 13, 14-year-olds, I don't know. They definitely were like, oh, let's sneak into an R-rated movie.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, you sneak into like Friday the 13th
Right.
or Halloween.
Right.
Not like a prestige like noir film.
Yeah.
Like that's not the R-rated movie you think you're sneaking
Right.
into. And they just like were like full on like having a conversation through the whole movie, just like talking and shit. They were like crinkling bags the whole time. They kept running up and down the stairs and like leaving. One kid had like a whole icy and he like ran down the stairs, dropped it, it exploded all over the ground.
Oh my
He like
God,
stopped
dude.
and looked at it for a second and then ran out. And we were just sitting there like, bro.
Oh my God, what?
We're like, what are you doing? Like, it's one thing to like sneak into a movie and be like, I'm
Right.
watching a movie I didn't
Right.
pay for or
Yeah.
whatever. But it's like, it's one thing to go in and then be a nuisance.
Ruin it for everyone else who actually did pay to be there.
We were like, dude, who are your parents? Who taught you to be this way? Why are you the way that you are?
And why would you sneak into that movie of all movies? Like,
dude, I barely understood what was going on. I don't think a 13-year-old's gonna know what's going on.
Like, fucking go see the new Scream movie or some shit. Like,
Which is really fucking good.
I loved it. I'm gonna be honest.
good, dude.
I actually loved it.
So good.
Yeah.
And like Megan and I watched through the first 4, like in anticipation of it. And I personally think that like Scream is my favorite horror movie.
It's very self-aware, which
I mean that's the whole
point.
thing is the
Sure.
meta
That's
of
the
it, which
point.
is kind of lovely. But
Yeah.
like it's just so interesting, and I love like the whodunit aspect of it, and like the voice, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that voice actor
It's great.
is incredible.
Yeah.
Like if he was on Cameo and you could like hire him to like call you and do that, that'd be sick. That'd be
would be
so
tight.
cool.
What's your favorite scary
movie? But dude, it was great.
I loved that movie,
The whole time through it, I had like a really robust theory at the beginning,
Yeah.
and it just ended up being so much simpler that I was just like,
Right.
damn, okay.
Yeah,
I
literally, like, oh my
went-
God, simplicity works because like
Yeah.
they spoon feed it to you, and then you're like, wait, what? And actually, like, it was the most basic thing.
Yeah, and it was incredible.
Yeah.
It looked great. It was
Yeah.
so Megan found out through research, as she does, that so Neve Campbell actually was not going to come back and like reprise her role as Sydney for this
Oh,
movie
wow,
because
okay.
it's the first Scream movie that Wes Craven did not direct.
Oh, interesting.
But the two guys who wrote it basically wrote her like a really long letter, and they were like, hey, like we totally understand it. We are doing this like because we are massive fans of Wes Craven. Like we're doing this like as like close to his book as we can. Like he did it. We are doing this for him. And like we really think that like by you being there it would be like the culmination of it. And she was like, okay, yeah, I'm down.
Fuck yeah.
And they crushed it, dude.
Yeah,
it's
they did
so
very
good.
well. They
It's
did
so
very well.
good. It looked great. So Cuba Gooding Jr.'s son.
Oh, that's who that is?
Yeah.
No way. Okay.
There's like a whole thing about him too, like his character. I'm not going to spoil anything, but they were like originally going to do something with him, and then they changed it in the very end of it because they were like, he's too charming to like not let him do something in this series later.
Yeah.
So they had to like work it back in.
Okay,
and
makes sense.
the girl who plays his sister in that is on a show called Yellow Jackets.
I thought she looked familiar. I've seen ads for that.
Yeah, so Megan and I just watched through the first season of that. Incredible. Great show.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's Lord of the Flies, but a girls' soccer team in the 90s in the Canadian wilderness.
Oh,
So like their plane goes down, and then like it's like there's like a cult or some shit that
okay.
like they stumbled upon that's dealing with it, but it's like told in parallel of like them as kids and then like the survivors as adults, like in their lives and like kind of how stuff's happening. But dude, it's wild.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, dude, incredible cast. It looks great. It flows well. So good. Just such a good show. And like, yeah, man.
Have you heard of Search Party on HBO? Okay, I just started watching that. I think it's really good.
We watched like the first 3 episodes of this, and I'm like,
I did not get the first 3.
Yeah, I was like, I don't.
It almost turned me off of the whole thing. But I kept watching, and it gets much better. Okay, but cool. I was like, is it a comedy? Is it like, am I supposed to feel danger for this? Because I feel so disconnected from these characters.
And that I think that was the point, because it's supposed to be like. The way that Megan pitched it to me, because she was like, oh, we should try this show out because it's got the girl from Arrested Development and the guy from I Think You Should Leave and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, yeah, let's definitely check it out. And like, they're hilarious. Right. They're so funny, and it's like not in like a not self-aware way. But like, obviously that's the way it's supposed to be written. And I'm like, am I supposed to be laughing?
I was confused, but I think push through, and then I became invested.
Okay,
cool. If you want to give it a second.
Yeah, because the concept sounds dope, and like it's even funnier that it's like these people trying to like profit off of this person that they barely knew. Right. It's just interesting. The whole, but it was so
they
weird.
Opened it really weird. They opened the show like I didn't understand the premise, but I pushed through, and I'm just kind of like binging it now, and it's pretty good. But,
okay, well, I'll give it another shot.
Give it a shot.
I'll let you know.
Give it a shot.
Let you know how I feel about it.
Well, guys, we hope you guys got some recommendations, whether it be food, whether it be TV show, whether it be a movie. That's what we are. We're the Lunchtime Recommendation Podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to episode 65. And we love you, and we'll see you guys next time.
Middle of the day, middle of the week.
Peace.
Peace.